Okay, so this video is going to cover a couple of the programs I demonstrate. I think I'm only going to do two. One seems kind of long, but it's fairly easy, and another is long, but I like it because uh, it's it's easy, but it's kind of like a database. How database programming works. So right here it says for number 4 it says create a program using a dictionary that stores names and birthdays. The names will be the key and the birthdays will be the value. So in your dictionary, remember you've got keys and then values. You will have a menu system that looks like the following. You can look up a birthday, add a new birthday, change a birthday, delete a birthday, or quit the program. Each menu item will represent a different function. So if they type in 1, that will be the lookup function. If they type in 2, that will be the add function. Do I say that, for instance, when the user enters 2, they will be able to add a new birthday to the dictionary. The user will be able to enter 1 through 4 continuously until the user, so there's going to be a loop that allows you to enter 1 through 4 and it will keep running, and then when you enter 5, you'll quit and get out of it. So see here. So we're gonna do defining our variables, and I uppercase these because these would never change. These were going to be kind of like our you guys are all used to using GUI type systems, but in old days, everything was character based, and so when you learn how to program, everything is character based. And you'll see what I'm saying in a second. So we'll define the main function, and we'll create a birthdays dictionary. Oops, dictionaries need brackets. So choice is going to be 0. And so while choice is not equal to quit, which it isn't the first time through, we ask the user to enter a choice. Okay. So this is going to be our get menu. So when we get to it in a second, I'll program that. But let me just show you this. So if choice is equal to look up, then look up. Again, so if they do a lookup value, they enter 1, and that's our choice. We'll call the lookup method. So lookup, and we'll pass in the birthdays. Okay, whoops. Elif choice is equal to add. We will call the add method and again pass in the birthdays. Elif choice is equal to change. Call the change method. Else it's delete. And we can delete the birthdays. Okay, so those would be your choices, all right? All right, so let's start creating our. This was our first one with our menu, so we want to be able to create that, all right? So we'll create. We'll define get menu choice. And we'll do a print print So this is the first menu option. So again, you guys are used to using like point and click GUI type stuff. GUI's graphical user interface with a mouse, but in the olden days, everything was character based. So you're going to have to enter 1 or 2 or 3, and that's why 1, if they enter 1, that's 1 up here, the lookup value. Okay, remember input's a string, and then we're converting it to an int. So that will give us our choice. And then we got to make sure they enter the correct thing. So while the choice is less than the lookup, so let's say they entered in 0, okay? Or choice is greater than quit, they enter 6. You know, you got to force them back in, say, you know, enter a correct choice. Enter, let's say, a valid choice. Okay, once they enter a valid choice, then you can return the choice. Okay, now we just got to write, so this would get me through here, but then I would blow up there, so let's see if it will run anything yet. Probably. No, it's not going to run anything yet. Let me see this. It's not even letting me get into the... No. Alright, so let's just... Let me see this. Maybe if I... I'd like to show you what this does before we write the whole thing. Sometimes it does this weird thing with the kernel. I don't know if you guys get this, but I may pause it until this works properly, because sometimes this happens and I don't know why, but it has to do with the processes. This thing. Alright, I figured it out. I need to call main. So I call main, then main gets called here, and then if I run this, you know, enter your choice. So if I enter 2, you know, nothing happens yet. So anyway, that's what we're gonna do here. And I want to make sure I spelled delete properly. I just found that. Okay, so the first one we gotta do is the lookup, I believe. So define look up. We'll pass in the birthdays. Okay, so remember the names are the key, so we could say name equals input, enter a name. We're looking up a birthday by the name. And we would print birthdays dot, you can use a method called get, and we would get the name, and it would print the name if we find, or it would print the birthday if we find it. If not, it'd print not found. Okay, so lookup is pretty easy. Next is add. Add's easy too. We can say name equals input. We can, because we need to enter the name and the birthday equals input. Sorry, I'm trying to keep consistent and use single quotes. Okay, so you can't add something to a record if it already exists. So we got to check to see if it's not in there. So if name not in birthdays, if it's not in it, then we can add it. Birthdays at the name equals b-day. Else print that entry already exists. And that's what I was saying, this program's kind of like a database. It's not a database, but this is kind of what you do when you database program. I mean, you got to be able to make entries. If they're not in there to begin with, you would add them. So that's what we're doing here. Okay. Next thing we can do is change. So define change. And we'll say name equals input. So, enter a name. Already exists, so I love copying and pasting. So you can't change something unless it exists in the first place, so we gotta see if it's in it. So if name in birthdays, then b-day equals input, enter the new birthday. So you entered the wrong birthday for whoever, now you can change it. Okay, then birthdays at name equals the new b-day. Else it doesn't exist yet, or it's not found in your data. Okay, then we can delete stuff. Now we can only delete it if it exists, right? So we gotta say name, and this is where we gotta, copy and paste. So if the name, so it has to exist to be able to delete it. So if name in birthdays, delete birthdays with that person's name, else print that name is not found. Okay. So it's all your methods. So we call main and run this thing. Let's see what goes on. Okay, so first thing through, you can't look up a name if nothing exists yet. So if I said 1 and type in Mike, it doesn't enter 1, enter Mike, not found. Okay, so we go back here. We can do 2. We can add a birthday, and my birthday is 9. I'm getting old. Okay, so that added a birthday, and then I can add another birthday, like Jill. Whoops, and I blew up my program because I didn't do the right thing. Alright, let's do this again. Sorry about that. Yeah, I know. So enter, so I'll say 2, Mike, 9 dash. Okay, I can say 2 here, say Jill, and 10-10-2010. Now I can do a lookup on the name Jill, and 1010. Okay, I do a lookup on Mike. He's in there. I can change the birthday for Jill. I don't know. So 1, let's look up Jill again. Her birthday got changed to the year 2000. I can delete. So here we go. Uh-oh, got an error. Delete birthdays. Huh. Bird days. Yep. Okay, sorry about this. There we go. Well, I've tested most of it, so I know most of it works. So what I can do then is just put in 1 Mike. Ah! Trying to go too quick. So let's try this again. 2, I add it, Mike, and then 4, I can delete it, Mike, and I can look up Mike, and he's not there, and then I can do 5 to quit the program, and that ends. Okay, so that's a pretty good program right there. Lots of different concepts in here, but it's really not too hard to follow. Okay, so we'll do the next one here, and this one's pretty easy too. It's just I got 2. Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay, we're going to do a Morse Code cipher. So you're going to pass in a message, and I give you this, so copy this. So you're going to pass in a message, and based off the letter, it's going to spit out the Morse code. So that's what this is. I don't want to read this whole thing. So if I type in, so I'm going to delete all this. And this one isn't very long, so once this is done, then I'll be done with the videos, and you guys can look at the other ones. Alright, so bam, right there. So we will define the encrypt method, and we'll pass a message into it. Okay, and eventually we'll return the cipher. Okay, so we'll say print encrypt, and I'm just going to encrypt my name. Okay, now notice it's lowercase. All of these are uppercase letters. Okay, so first thing you got to do is say message equals message dot upper, and that puts all the letters into uppercase. Okay, and then we got Cipher equals blank, because it's blank, and we'll say for the letter in message, say if letter not equal to, if it's not equal to a blank, then Cipher plus equals the Morse Code dictionary based off the letter plus a blank, because we want to do a blank after each of these, okay? Else Cipher plus if it is blank, then we just want to make sure it stays blank. Okay. And I think that's it. Like I said, this is a really easy program. So let's see here. We run this, and we got M is 2 dashes a space, 2 dashes and a space right here. Then the I is 2 dots and a space. Then the K is dash dot dash space, and then the E is just a dot. So yeah, it works. So that's pretty cool. I like this program. It's simple. It demonstrates dictionaries pretty well. So anyway, I've got a few more on here that you guys can look at and play around with, and kind of just see how they work. I think they're comparable to your book problems, so you can go through them. I think I got 4 total, and I wrote 2, so you can write the other ones. So anyway, this video is done.